gets tricky with the smaller dittos. Tiny little dittos over here. This is loud. Beady little eyes. Beady little eyes are what do it. Some yellow. A bit of yellow. Somewhere where there isn't paint. Be hard. Maybe right here. Next to the white. Almost like an orangey yellow. Let's see what this does. Looks good. Looks pretty good. Add a bit of white. There we go. What's going on? Oh, I just don't like sniffing the paint too much. It stinks. I get up real close and I'm like fucking huffing paint, dude. I put the scarf on a little bit just so I'm not breathing in all that paint. Every now and then it falls off, whatever. And I got the door open a little bit, so it's a little chilly. I realize I don't have to talk so loud. The microphone picks up pretty good. I rewatched a little bit of my last live streams and I was like yelling, so I didn't think the microphone would pick up that far, but it's pretty good. Pretty decent. Full hazmat suit, yeah. Whatever. I'm cool with whatever views I get. I sit here and paint alone anyways. What's going on, Leaf Bud? Thanks for sliding through. You ain't got to stay long if you don't want. I know it gets kind of boring watching paint dry. I was thinking about giving away a free painting. So if you're like the only one here, maybe you'll get it. What I was going to do was I was going to paint a little bit of this and then paint probably like two smaller ones and then give away the smaller one to somebody in the chat. And then I could probably even give away some kind of Pokemon product too. I got a bunch of the 25th anniversary McDonald's. I'd give away one of those sealed. Giveaway, you know? Triple duty? Hell yeah, you're a busy man. Do what you gotta do. I'm just chilling. Gonna paint a couple dittos and gonna paint a couple other style that's not Pokemon. Maybe just a dab of white there. Looks like he's light as right there. What color would that be? Brownish? Light brownish? Yeah, that'll do. Color doesn't have to match 100%. It looks like his belly needs to be a little browner right here. Ooh, listen to that saxophone. I'm gonna have to turn this one up. I like it. I like where it's going. Pinning it. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Get one of those mics that clips on your shirt like the TikTokers have. Yeah, I'm gonna get another camera. I'm gonna get two 4K cameras. One right here, and then a 50mm lens one right here that can telescoping zoom to see all the detail, and then have multiple screens going on at the same time. So you can see close up and far away. Be a little bit lighter even. Don't be afraid to paint over what you already painted on. Looks like his little muzzle here is the same color. Yeah, actually, I'm probably gonna get paint on it, but whatever. Actually, painting right now. Look at his little face. Can you find the ditto? Appreciate it, Leaf Bud. I try my hardest, you know. Had a painting class yesterday, only 5 people showed up. It's all right though. We had a good time. More intimate when there's less people, because then I can go around to each person and help them out a little bit. Some of them really like when I come over and help them with the swirls, and then they want me to sign it on the back saying that I helped. I ain't got a problem with that. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. The swirls are my favorite. I can do them pretty quick now because I've done them so much. Got some green on his back. Little bit of green. Have a good night, Stone. Thanks for stopping by. Much appreciated. was looking at a couple cameras. I got to save up a little bit of money. Two, I'm gonna get the ones like $130. The other one's like $150. Not too bad. Could be worse. But this works for now. Better than nothing. You do what you gotta do. Make do with what you got. I think this is copyright-free music. It said it was anyway. I don't really get enough views for it to matter anyway. Too bad. I'd be playing. I guess I could play regular music, and then if I ever get monetized, then I just have to mute it. Mute all the sound, and you just wouldn't hear anything. You just see the, if you were to rewatch it. Penny. That's my girl dog. Anybody score on the Pokemon Center thing today? I tried, no luck. I did get some stuff at Walmart and watched a bunch of people clear the shelves that were in front of me. I got one Ascended Heroes mini tin. They had like ETBs and the pin collection and the sticker thing and 3-pack blisters, and they were like wild animals. They just all grabbed everything. And it's all right. I went real early and got some of the prismatic mini tins from that Easter display. I got lucky on those. Sometimes you beat the scalpers, you know. A little bit of green here. Hello, Penny Girl. Penny Girl dog. She. Tiny bit of walnut oil to spread that green around. The walnut oil helps a lot in a small space, so you can really move it around pretty good, nice and smoothly, per se. White streaks through there. Perfect. Let me fix his beady little mouth. Get the hair off my brush. Looking good, Mr. Numel. Numel? However you pronounce it. Need a live dog cam, yeah. She'd be licking her feet most of the time. Now we move on to the purple boy here, Mr. Gengar. I almost feel like maybe I should be sitting down for this. Let's see. Get a chair. There we go. Now I gotta lower the camera a smidgen. That looks good. Now I'm just a head down here. Let me rise the chair up a little bit. Oh, there we go. Little scooch. Already got paint on me. Start with his arm. Tiny bit of paint on the brush because these ones are getting dittos. These dittos are getting smaller and smaller. And I'm not trying to have too thick of a line on these, too thick of an outline on these tiny little dittos here. A lot more paint on this than I thought. Doing a lot of the outline off of it in one brush dip. Look at them weird toes, man. That'll work. That's what this music kind of reminds me of. People cracking a Corona on the beach. That's what I'm envisioning. I got 3 toes over there and 4 toes over here. Nobody will notice. I like to hide random stuff like that. I could give him 4 toes over there, but I'm not gonna. Maybe this Gengar lost a toe in the war or something. There's a backstory to the whole painting, and only I know the whole thing. Two little beady eyes. Yeah, I opened that Ascended Heroes mini tin. Didn't get anything, but I was just happy to get something. Purple boy here is pretty easy. Just make them purple. Yo, Galaxy Farm, what's good? You smoking that weed that Galaxy Farms is? That Mary J? I'm sitting in a chair today, so I don't have to hunch over too bad. We're on the Gengar right now. I have painted a Gengar painting for someone. I sold that one. It was to a friend, like most of them, and then I give them a good deal. So it was the Gengar with the big moon in the background, and then I put the Mimikyu on top of him. But I'd like to do a different, like the new Ascended Heroes Gengar. I'd love to make that one into a painting too. There's just only so much time in the day, you know. I want to do the Ascended or the Phantasmal Flames Charizard. That would make a great painting. That new Gengar would make a really cool painting though. Nice. Yeah, I grow flowers too. I love growing the mammoth sunflowers, the Russian mammoths. They just take a lot of water. You gotta water them all the time. The littler ones, they don't need much upkeep. We tilled a chunk of the property here where I live, and the one chunk that we tilled is only for flowers for the bees. Because we got bee boxes and we collect the honey. We got enough honey last year to last all year pretty much. And there's still more honey in there we could grab. And there'll be more in a couple months. And then we try to grow, we do grow food. It's just some things don't grow as good here. We do really good with, what is it? Zucchini. Tons, all you can eat zucchini. Fried zucchini. Zucchini every way you can think. You'll get sick of it. Kind of like pork chops. Sometimes we eat too many pork chops and I get sick of them. Switch it up a bit. First world problems, people anywhere else would be happy to eat pork chops every day. I'm grateful for whatever I can eat. Mr. Gengar looking good. There's also some 100-year-old apple trees here. They're pretty good. There were so many we didn't know what to do with them. My buddy bought an apple cider press, so they make really good apple cider. You got to pick the worms out. Oof. And there's one really good pear tree. It got hit by lightning a few years ago, it looks like. So it's split in half. But it's still alive and it gives off some of the best pears I've ever had. Nice and yellow. We got some stuff on it right now to try to clone it. Yeah, man, those flowers will do the trick. All the apple trees here too, they love the little flowers that bloom on the apple trees first, and that's actually where we found a couple of the queens. The one day last year I saw a massive cluster of bees on the apple tree branch, and I knew people liked bees, so we didn't have the bee boxes at the time, so I posted it on Facebook. Hey, anyone want to come get this cluster of bees here? And I had like 6 people message me within like 5 minutes. I'll come over and get them right now. I had this old dude come over. They call him the bee man around here. He was pretty cool. He just grabbed them with his bare hand and stuck them in a box. And then it happened again on the same tree, and we were like, man, we need to take advantage of these free honey here. So we got some bee boxes, grabbed it up, and then it just kept happening like 2 or 3 more times. And then it happened again. We had all the bee boxes full and just couldn't get them all. So many. They love those apple tree flowers. You guys hear my squeaky door? Yeah. Heck yeah, Leaf Bud. Let me know, man. I'd love to get a commission for one of the new arts. Either way, I'm gonna do that Gengar and that Charizard eventually. But anything you guys want, just let me know. Give me an idea. We can work together on trying to figure out exactly how you want it, what colors you want. Looks like I messed his arm up a little bit here. We're gonna give him a little bit more of a. There we go. I would be honored to make anyone a painting of any kind they like. Now let's make his mouth a little bit pink. A little pinker. Pinkier, as I like to say. There we go. Yeah, I never tried a trap. We just got lucky. They just love the apple trees. That's like one of their favorite flowers is those apple tree flowers around here. But then we just plant like I don't know, it'd be like maybe like 300 foot by 300 foot square that we rototilled. Just chuck all kinds of flower seeds out there and they go nuts. Of course, you got to water them. Sometimes in the summertime, even here in Pacific Northwest is what the old timers like to call it. Sometimes it gets dry. You just got to hammer your stuff with water. Make his eyes a little bigger, tiny little bit. There we go. Flatten out that brush a little bit. And let's do his tiny little line around his mouth. Come on, Pear Scooch. There we go. Just a little bit more outline. Where it gets tricky. And there's even smaller ones. Look at this freaking pollywag. I don't do myself any favors sometimes. Let's see how hard and difficult I can make it. It's good though. Then I prove something to myself that I can do these hard and difficult little detail lines. We grow over 1,000 different flowering plants and run a little cut flower business. At a farmer's market should be plenty of happy bees. Heck yeah. Happy little bees, happy little trees. I've always wanted to try the farmer's market with like flowers and paintings. And then I'd sit there and paint also live at the farmer's market. What color are Mimicu's ears? Are they black? Are they brown? The tip of them. So they're brownish. Means I need some brown. Set this paint thing down without spilling it. Just a little dab of brown will do ya. A little bit of oil paint goes a long way with the linseed oil that I probably just dumped, or walnut oil that I probably just dumped on my leg. That'll happen. It'll happen on those big jobs. As they say. Light brown. Still got some brown on my brush. Maybe I'll just put it there for now and then go to the outline. Don't want too much. Want a thin little line. Want the brush at the right angle. Right there. There we go. Yeah, if you ever come to Asheville, that's an awesome name. Asheville, North Carolina, I'll set you up at our market. That'd be awesome. You see a swarm and have a bee suit. You cut the branch off and shake them into your bee box. Yeah. Smoke them a little bit. Yeah, I'm sure I'll move somewhere back east, a little closer eventually. Maybe Texas, maybe Oklahoma, or maybe like Central. I like Idaho. He's got orange cheeks. How's the weather in North Carolina right now? Tons of snow or what? I grew up in Pennsylvania with all the snow, and I wouldn't mind moving back there if I had enough money to enjoy it. But man, when you're broke and freezing, it sucks. I shoveled coal to stay warm. that was miserable. Shoveled coal into I think it was, the furnace was from like 1912. I always remember that because that's the year the Titanic sank. I remember seeing 1912 on that coal furnace. That thing was so old. I had to just sit by it for like 2 hours every time I messed with it. Restocked it, shake the ashes out, carry the ash bucket out to the ash pile. Don't miss that. And then when I moved out, the dude finally got a new modern coal furnace because it got so cold where I lived in Pennsylvania. Coldest I saw it was like minus 26, and couldn't afford to heat the whole house with oil. But coal, the anthracite, the hard coal, it got real warm and it was real cheap. And now that he's got a new furnace, I'm sure he said, I think he said he only has to restock it once or twice a day. It takes him like 20 minutes. I'd be down there for like 6 hours a day. Basically like the people on the Titanic, like down there and they're shoveling coal in yeah, that was me for a big chunk of my life. It's all right though. Learn a lot about how they stayed warm back in the day. Either cut wood or get some coal. Now I got a diesel heater. Thing works great. Just fill it up like once a week with diesel. I'd like to get some of that dyed diesel because it's a lot cheaper, but they say it's real hard to get here in Washington State. You got to have like a special license or something. Weird. It's all right though. Not too much snow. It's been cold and rainy. See, that's not bad. I like the cold and I mean I like the rain. The cold not so much. I can deal with it though. It's just when you get snow and it stays around for like 6 months, it gets old. All right, his tail's dark brown. Let me finish in his body first. Mimikyu makes a great ditto. I watched that one guy on YouTube also, Mimic Brew. I like watching his advice on what to get. Checking out his collection. He's always getting new stuff. Pretty cool. Great name too, Mimic Brew. I like how he says what's going on. I'd like to make a painting for him someday. A lot of people I watch, I'd like to make paintings for. Take a little bit of the black, pull it up a little for some shadow. Already got 51 minutes into just these three. I need to quit looking at the clock. It's like when you're used to be in school and you want to be ready to go. Keep looking at the clock and it takes longer. North Carolina wouldn't be so bad. Find a little piece of property someday. Looking for one that maybe was like burnt down or had some kind of old foundation on it. Build something on it. Maybe it already has a septic and electrical. Or just go with the solar panels. Deep cycle batteries. You need a lot of them to carry you through the winter time though. Fill them all up with power. Fill them all up with electricity. Juice. And then there's probably a couple days during the winter where you get some sun. Get some roosters and some chickens. Plant some garden. Some good foods. Bees. What more would you need, you know? Maybe a cow. A pig. If we get a pig, it's going to be named Pig Floyd. Looking good on that one. Guess I'll move on to that ditto in the bush. Stand up for this one. Back a smidgen. There we go. 30 plus chickens and some turkeys. Nice. That's awesome. We just have 2 roosters here for now. Just to kind of see how they are. We'd have to build a hen house for the hens. But eventually it'd be nice to get some females. There's only so many hours in the day, you know? Made his eyeball a little too big. Maybe he's really scared. $30 chickens. That's crazy. You guys probably don't know what to do with all your eggs. Feed them to the dogs. Egg sucking dog. That's one of my favorite Johnny Cash songs. Many people don't even know about. Would love to have chickens. I gotta know. Tell me, how good are those fresh laid eggs? Man, I've had fresh laid eggs, and it's so much better than store bought. The yolk is like orange with all that nutrition instead of like a pale yellow. Unbelievable stuff. Maybe I'll make this ditto a little pinker. On the ditto painting I made for Ryan, I tried making one of the dittos red, like the movie The Blob. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie. I saw it when I was young. The Blob. Just figured the red ditto reminded me of the Blob, but it just looked kind of weird. Maybe I'll make one of these tiny ones just a little bit more red. Great movie, The Blob. Yeah, I've heard that you're not supposed to wash them. The one person that owns the property, his daughter, she has her own property and she has chickens and quails. She'll bring over the tiny little blue eggs in the summer and chicken eggs. They're so good. Unbelievably good fresh eggs. So good. There we go. He's pink, so I got to make his mouth a little red. There we go. Which one should I do first? This one or this one? What if I do this one? Slowpoke, would you pink with like a tan snout? Slowpoke. Yeah, he's got the tan mouth, white one fingernail. Right on. it down. Nice. A wavy smile. He's got a swirl in his ear. He's got an all pink tail. Maybe this is one of his leggies right here. He's doing a splooty like a dog. Frog legs. Doesn't look like a leg. Maybe we'll just make it so that he's got one leg showing. Go. Now he's just pink. He's a pink boy, whether he's a ditto or not. Pink poke. Slow pink. And then his snoot is tannish. And he's got one big fingernail on each hand. It's just recycling through the same songs. Almost switch switch it up a little bit. What is this one?
Shopify changed everything for me. Let's rewind. Shopify changed everything for me. Let's rewind. I started my small business because
They're really trying to sell me a Shopify page because I was looking into it. Let's see what this one's about. Synth wave. Some of them are pretty dark and creepy. Some of them are pretty cool. That will do. Ooh, those synth drums though. Little bit of yellow, tiny little dab of brown, a little bit more white, dark. That's right. That's right. Touch up the outline a little bit. Right there. Here. Perfect. Start on this here, ditto right here. Sit down on this one. It's pretty crooked, huh? Better. Scooch. touch what I just painted. Old oil paint, you make a big mistake and you gotta smudge it out. Good thing all this is gonna be oil. I didn't really mess up in the sky except for right there. That's okay. It'll be fine. All down here though is oil. Only the sky is gonna be acrylic. Shiny, holographic acrylic. People love shiny stuff. This guy's gonna be blue. Make him shiny. Shining ditto. I like doing these globular dittos. They're so easy. Just fill it in. It's just a glob of ditto. You gotta remember not to touch that slow poke. We're getting there though. This thing will be done eventually. I've painted bigger paintings, but I just kind of flew through them quick. And they weren't Pokemon paintings, they were just random naturescapes, I guess you could say. It's on my channel. Big green sky one. walnut oil here. Big fan of the nut oils. Seed oils. I guess a nut is just a big seed. But the linseed oil, that stuff stinks. I used it for a while and it would always make me dizzy. I was just like, whatever. But I tried the walnut oil and it doesn't really have a smell. Much better. Watch my hand up there. Smoothing out his mouth a little bit because my hand was shaking a little bit. That's okay. All about the angle of the brush, constantly twisting it, getting it in the angle that I want it. This one's more flat than pointy, depending on how you dip it in the paint. I just kind of smear it for these ones when I'm filling it in, and for the lines I twist it. Good old Walmart special this brush is here. You don't need expensive stuff to make something awesome, you know? It's like my camcorder. It's a 4K camcorder. The one I make my time-lapse videos on. It wasn't no $100,000, but it wasn't cheap either. It was a few $1,000s. I could make a whole movie on that thing, guaranteed. I've already made some cool short films. They look great. Maybe his hand's a little bit darker blue. Take a little bit of that black right there, like that. Yes, sir. pinking up his mouth. Give him some gums. Hey. Looking good, me boy. Oof. Well, this is where it gets a little tricky. Polywag. What color are your feet? Are they blue like the rest of you? Yes. This is where it gets like surgery. Barely touching it. Like hold my breath so I don't shake. I'm taking a big whiff of freaking thing. I'll go get some fresh air here after this one. Tiny little eyes are closed because he's sleeping. There we go. He's so small. You even see it on the, I guess, kind of see it. He's got a nice swirl in his belly. Ooh, this song sounds creepy. I like it. Tiny little smirk. Perfect. And a little tadpole tail right there. Tiny little ditto down here. Tiny little ditto. Smallest one on the canvas, I think. There's a bell sprout down there. It's like a darker blue. A bit of a darker blue. With the white belly. Too dark. too dark, because then you don't see his little eyes sleeping there, closed, his little smile. I have to fix his mouth. To be expected with a ditto this small. I have never painted a ditto this small. The sun has gotten dark and dreary here. I'm switching it up. It's bumming me out. Which one? Use this one. Great, we got an ad.
Can't predict.
Here we go. Back to the tiny little ditto here. The smallest of the small. I can do it. Do it. Nope. Got his foot. There we go. I need some white, no yellow in it. Take a little piece of this one here. And just put a little bit right there for the swirl. Don't need too much. There we go. At the end of the stream, I'll get a close-up. I just don't want the camera to be all jiggling around, me trying to put it back in. I'll make this little ditto purple. Oop. Put the mouth first. little bit. There we go. Fix it again just a little bit. There we go. Looks a little mad. It's okay. Maybe he is pretending to sleep. That's the backstory with this tiny little ditto here that looks a little angry. This pollywag is happy as fuck. Look at his face. He's got a big old smile. Eyes closed, chilling, no arms. He's like the burnt peanut. He ain't got no arms. How's he playing all them games? Right. 1 second. Let me grab some fresh air. A little bit of a drink. Try not to get too much paint on my water bottle here. That's some good water, straight from the well. Where was that? Where we at? 1 hour 36. I'm making good time. Straighten out a little, other way. Perfect. scooch chair. Maybe this one is purple. Color shift dittos. Part purple, part pink. Like there we go. always needing more walnut oil because I got a bunch of walnut oil in the black, but I can't put that into the purple. Then it'll just be real dark purple. That's not what I'm going for right now. Almost done with this one. Looking good, buddy. I like how one of his eyes is pink and one's purple. Hey, we do this whooper. What color is he? Like a bluish. Okay. Like red antennae. Interesting shaped body here. I'm not hating on it though. It's got these little black thingies here. 3 of them. Gills, maybe. This red antennae here. Are they red? Purplish? is a greenish bluish. Oh yeah, looks good. Look at him staring at the lapras. Not bad. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Only 50 something more to go. Yeah, 50 more to go. There's 75 total. Uno momento. a little bit different here. Take a break from this here painting and do a different kind of painting real quick. Let's see how quick I can make two paintings. Set up right. Stupid thing. This. Put this here. Looks good. I just need something for that. What do I got? Hello? Look. Perfect. Start with this little one here. What I'm going to do is put that there like that so that we can see this one. Straighter here. Here. Does that look perfect? This one's going to be a bit different. Right. I don't want it this way. It's already. This one. Landscape. Well, so perfect. There we go. That'll do. The heck? There. Stay. We're going to take some blue acrylic here. Maybe just a little bit of white. Here. We're going to take some of this here neon green stuff. Real cheap Dollar Tree paint. Give me a bunch of that. This long brush. We're going to start making some swirls here. Watch this. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. This is how I do the swirls. Start with an outline first. Maybe this one peels off like this and comes down here. It comes back up. Over to here. Comes into another one. Goes up like that. Maybe another one comes over here. A smaller one. Goes into that one. Maybe this one comes up into another smaller one. Maybe that one goes nowhere. But then maybe one comes right here and does something like this. Take a little bit of black down here. And blue. And white. swirls. White and green, mix it together, get a nice brighter greener. Colors really pop together. It's popping. It's okay. ones I just like to see how fast I can paint it. And it still looks pretty cool. Next song. Thank you to my one viewer still watching. Much appreciated. Very runny paint this is. It's okay. Oh yeah, looking good. GG. Next, we're gonna add this thingy here. PG on the viewers, huh? It's alright. I'd be painting all alone anyways. Here we go. And then we take a little bit of white. Maybe go right here. Make a circle. Maybe one right there. Green. Maybe one more right here. Perfect. And one final touch. Maybe there. Star. One lonely star. Perfect. That's it for that one. Next, I'm going to swap these over. Then we can go down there. Pretty interesting, though. I like to call it, what are those? What are those? Cool, huh? We'll put this one down here. Put this one on top of it. Slide it. Nope. Move that. Music. Let's get a little bummed out here. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing on a bigger one here. I just got to swap batteries on this camera because I'm going to make a little video out of this one. Start the music over. The song was kind of dark and dreary. A little bit more blue. A little bit more green. Neon. A little bit more white. A bit more black here. brush. Start with the bottom here. I think it's up with my camera holding over like that. There we go. All wobbling. Got to clip it in. Okay. There we go. Well, it was a good run while it lasted. 2 streams with more than 2 viewers. Tough world out there, you know. So up here like this. Alright, now let's fill these in. Nothing like using a big brush. Fly through a painting. Do a little green over there into the white. Do something like this. Do something like that. little bit more blue. Just a tiny little bit will do ya. Maybe it gets brighter down here. Really glob it on. Sometimes you spill paint on another painting that you're using to prop up the painting that you're painting. That'll happen. Maybe just a little bit of dark right there. The sky is just about painting There we go. Sky looks good and done. We're going to switch brush. Back to the brush I used last time on this little one. A little bit of black, a little bit of white. Put this thingy right here. of these. Couple of these. Maybe one right there. Maybe just a tiny bit more white. Put a couple more on this one. Perfect. One more little step. Right there. Perfect. That's it. And there's only one thing left to do. Just got to sign it. Down here, that's a little wet, whatever. Give it the sloppiest, messiest signature I can make here. Perfect. Not bad, huh? Two quick little paintings. The second one bigger than the first. Let me get this out of the way. I like to call the name of this painting, or these paintings, What Are Those? One more time. What are those? Looks like we're at about the 3-hour mark. Penny snugs. Heck yeah. She's a good snuggler. That's gonna do it. Thanks for watching the whole time, Dawn. Appreciate it. Better than 0 viewers, even though I would have kept painting anyways. Let me turn off this camera here. Let me grab this one, just in case anybody wants to re-watch. I'll get a close-up of what I did so far. A lot of shadow showing on the tiny little dittos right there. This guy's cool. The Whooper. Pretty cool. That's gonna do it. Peace.